So what's up, everyone? It is your girl GELBEAUTY 87 here, aka Grace, and today we got another old school versus new school. So today's episode of old school versus new school, we got the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde alongside one of my favorite content creators. His name is Neon MUA, and he did a collab with the brand called Drench Cosmetics on the Lunar Retrograde. So we're gonna put the Lunar Retrograde up against the Mercury Retrograde. So here's what both of them look like on the inside. As you can see, they have pretty similar color stories. I feel like Darius's palette, or Neon MUA's, obviously is going to work better for people my skin tone though, so I was interested to battle both of these side by side. Unfortunately, you cannot get Darius's palette anymore for the best of my knowledge. I haven't seen him promoted anymore, so I don't think they have it in stock anymore in Drench Cosmetics. You can go check and see, but I had to snag it up with Christmas because I love me some Neon MUA. Anyway, as usual, we're going to start off with the old palette, and then we will get into the new palette. Even though this one came out in 2022, so I don't know how new you consider it, because I think it came out toward the beginning of 2022, but I still feel like it's new considering this one I think came out in 2020. I feel like this was her 2020 holiday release, don't quote me though. Anyway, about this palette. If you all remember, I actually don't really like this palette that much. I'm not really a huge fan of this. I know other people really love this palette, but I'm just like, I don't know what it is about this color story. I don't gravitate to it, and I don't love it the way I feel like I should, considering, you know, like, I love color. I don't know if it's because like I feel like this ashy color doesn't work that well for my skin tone compared to other things she's come up with the past or the present. I don't know what it is, but I've just never been crazy about this palette. I'm always just like, it's okay, but like, would I pay full price for it? No. I mean, I didn't even pay full price for this. Like, I bought this off someone on Mercari who had got it because the shade had fallen out. So I got mine off of Mercari for like, sorry, not Mercari, Poshmark for like 35 bucks because I was not paying full prices. And you think I would, because it has like these blues and these greens, and you have the nice berry tones and the corner that I can use with this, but it's like I wasn't paying full prices. I don't know what it is. I just am not impressed with this palette. So when Darius came out with his, and I was like, it's gonna be a brown girl friendly version of this palette, which I gotta bring y'all another one of them videos, cult classic products for brown girl friendly versions of cult classic products, volume 2. It's coming. Just give me a minute, girl. I gotta round all the stuff together. It's taking a minute for me to go through my collection. But anyway, back to this. So Drench Cosmetics is owned from a black owned brand, and Darius is actually friends, or Neon MUA is actually friends with the owner. I think his name is Killer Mike. I think that's what his name is. Don't quote me. But this is a gorgeous color story, and like I said, I feel like all the tones in here work best for some of my skin tones, so I think that's why I like this one a little bit better. Plus, obviously, I'm going to be biased because I love Neon MUA. I have every collab that I know of that he has come out with. I didn't get the first collab he came out with Drench because I didn't know about it, but I got this one, and then I got his collab with Midas Cosmetics because I just think he does wonderful collabs. But back to this palette that we're talking about here. I just love the color story, but he has like the nice little purple section. There's this cute little corally shade that I feel like works good for my skin tone. I feel like he did a good job curating this palette and making it friendly for a lot of different skin tones. It still has pops of the Mercury retrograde theme that he was going for, and I just love this palette to death. I used it like 2 or 3 times. What was in 2022, because I really like it, and y'all know as many palettes as I own, if I get to use a palette 2 or 3 times, it's a big deal. So the Formula Drench Cosmetics is really nice. I had the Genesis palette that they did in collaboration with Midas Cosmetics when they were a thing before they started rebranding, the original Midas Cosmetics. But I really like this palette, so I'm curious to see how it's going to work alongside this Huda Beauty one, because I know the mattes and stuff in Huda Beauty are exceptional and wonderful, and that's how she gets to charge the price she does. But at the same time, I don't know what it is about this color story. It just turns me off completely. I don't like it. So I'm going to go off camera and get my life in order. We're going to put the Huda one on off camera, and then I'm going to put Darius's on camera so you can see what I'm talking about when I say I feel like this color story works better for some of my skin tone as opposed to this one. So anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay, y'all, so this is the Mercury Retrograde from the Huda Beauty palette. And now we're going to dip into my Lunar Retrograde from Drench Cosmetics and Neon MUA. So these are all the shades I use. This is Huda, then Drench, Huda, Drench, Huda, Drench, Drench, Huda, Drench, Huda, Drench. So these are the shades we're going to use to create this eye look with the Lunar Retrograde palette. So I did have to mix one shade to make Darius' palette fit the shade in the Huda Beauty palette because it looks lighter in the pan than it actually is. When you put it in the crease of the eye, it kind of oxidizes. And Aries has a shade that's much lighter and then a shade that's much deeper. And his mid shade didn't oxidize the way Huda's did, so I had to adjust accordingly. Y'all, I feel like my alarm gonna go off in the next like 5 to 10 minutes, so don't be alarmed if it does go off. I didn't change my alarm so when I take Adriangameover to school because I didn't want to turn them off and then forget to turn them back on and he'd be late for school next week just because I didn't really woken up today. So I was like, we just fight it through, and then Monday I don't have to take him to school either because it's special day, so I'm like, it works for me because I will have work Sunday night and then I'm never gonna want to have to get up early to take somebody to school. So it definitely works for me. I'm living for spring break. I think he said it's 37 days away, and I'm like, okay. The fact that you're a county child, okay. So I'm going to start off with the purple shade. So we're going to take this dark purple, put that on the outer V. Now this dark purple is much lighter than the one on the Huda. I want to see if it blends easier than the Huda side because the Huda one was very difficult to blend. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely blending much easier than that one. But that one I picked it up, it was like hard as a rock and like super hard to blend out. Like it took quite a while to blend it out. With this one, I don't feel like I'm having that issue. I'm just trying to blend it out to make it as dark as I possibly can to try to get it to match the other side because it is much vibrant purple. As you can see, that's quite deep. So that's why I'm blending this one so long. It has nothing to do with the quality of the matte. That one felt so dry and hard, y'all. Really difficult and stiff to blend out. So I'm assuming this just means my palette is quite old because y'all gonna think that palette came out, what, like 2, maybe 3 years ago now? And yeah, because I think that was the 2020 eyeshadow palette launch for her brand for holiday. So it is about 2 or 3 years old. So I can understand it, like, you know, kind of being difficult to blend out. Again, with this one, it's not difficult to blend out. I'm just trying to make it as dark as I possibly can. I feel like the longer I blend it, the darker it'll become. At least when I blended it on my finger that way, it did that. So I'm hoping to do the same way on the eyes because I want it to try to match it as close as I possibly can. Before I go take my look at me, I think I'm sexy thumbnail for this video. I mean, when I said I didn't take thumbnails today, just because, you know, it's nice outside. As far as like for pictures and whatnot, I did a thumbnail for my what do you call it? My Beauty Bay palette that I just got in because I finally got in my what's the palette called? Retro Love palette. I finally got that in today. I mean, got that in yesterday and filmed with it today, so that can go up on Saturday. The video you all will see today is about the foundation that's on my face, along with this cute little blush moment going on. Anyway, let's get into the purple shade. So I'm gonna put the purple underneath the brow bone on this side, just like I did on the other side. As you can see, the purple over here is much lighter. I feel like I was hoping it would oxidize though to kind of match this one a little bit better because it is lighter, and I feel like it is oxidizing a little bit. I still don't think it's matching that one. To me, that one's giving me more of a pinker purple vibe, more mauve-ish tone type purple vibe, and this one's just giving more of like a deep lavender. So that's the difference between these as well. So there are differences. I never said they were going to be exact. That's why I try to say dupes or alternatives or similar color stories, because I do think they have similar color stories, but they're not exact. Like, it was hard to find shimmers for the lid, and as you can see, this is one of those sparkly, really glimmery shades from Huda's palette, whereas I feel like with this palette here, it's not doing as much. This is what we're working with right now. I like the way it looks. I like the coloring of the purples on Darius' side a little bit better than I like the coloring of the ones on Huda's side, but they both look nice. It's just, I think I'm just jaded because that purple was so stiff and hard and difficult to work with. So I was just like, So what I had to do with these, this is the one I was saying, I had to mix both shades together. So we're going to start off with the darker one, and then we'll blend in the lighter one later on. So I'm probably just going to pack on that deeper one, and then I will blend it out with a lighter one a little bit later, perhaps. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just trying to pack it in and get it down here, just so we can get it down in the area we want it in. Then I want to kind of just blend a little bit, because I'm about to take the lighter one and just go ham and dip on into it and try to make it smooth, make it lighter and blend in better with the Huda shade. And I feel like it does a decent job, as you can see. I feel like they're starting to look a lot more similar. I feel like it's still getting a little bit more blue because I feel like his deeper tone shade, a little more turquoise blue than it is like mint, which is why he has the lighter mint shade. But I feel like combining them is giving us a pretty similar tone. Not exact, but pretty similar. And I'm loving Theory's eye a whole lot more than the Huda Beauty eye. But I feel like when it comes to the shimmer, that's why I'm gonna like the Huda eye better. Because you gotta think of all the sparkle and glamour and extraness with these colors with it, honey. There would be no stopping. But we're gonna stay true and we're gonna use the shimmers and Darius' palette. I just feel like his are a little bit more on the satin side. And y'all know I'm not crazy about satin shades, so we're gonna use this shade right here. It's called Into the Universe. I'm gonna get my cute little glitter glue and have that little moment, but yes, if I had to redo this look, I would definitely take the shimmers from Huda's palette and just use all the mattes in Darius' palette and just have a whole moment. Matter of fact, I might end up doing a palette match of doing just that, just cause, I mean, I'm loving the color of Darius' mattes, but I'm living for all this sparkle going on Huda's lid. So I think it'd be fun to actually put her sparkle on top of this matte. I mean, on top of this shimmer that we're about to use from Darius' palette. I think that would just look stunning. But we're not doing that today, girl. So let's just go ahead and put the shade on the lid. And as you can see, it's one of those like foily metallic like satin shades. But I think it looks stunning. So I didn't think the look was gonna look bad. I just knew I was gonna like the fact that Huda is sparkling a bit more, but I don't know. Cause I'm really feeling this on its own without, you know, it having the Huda sparkle that the other side is giving. I still feel like it's giving that wet metallic foily look that Huda's is giving. It's just not giving as much sparkle because it didn't have like the glitter effect to it. So it's still stunning. But you know, Adriangameover does not let down. So I'm not surprised. I just be tired of him going off in this hiatus. It's not look various, honey. I'm gonna need you to stay around for a while instead of going on these hiatuses and then just randomly returning. And I'll be like, excuse me, sir, who told you to leave? Like, but who? The girls need looks. Who told you could leave? That's why I be telling him when I see his Instagram posts when he finally be returned, like, who told you could leave? Like, I don't think he's done a TikTok in forever either. So I'm like, Darius, honey, what is going on over there? So now we're gonna go to the last shade, which is this Hello Stranger. Sorry, Hello Starlight. I don't know where I got Stranger from, and that's our inner corner shade. And then we're gonna talk about my thoughts, because I thought I already had my thoughts in order when I first had the Huda eye on, but now I'm just like, girl, I don't know. Okay, so these are both the eyes finished. Let me back you on up, girl. We're gonna have a talk. So, my thoughts on both these palettes. Y'all know I'm not really a fan of the Mercury Retrograde palette as it is, and I do like Darius' palette better just because I feel like it's more my skin tone friendly version. However, I like the way both the looks turned out for different reasons. So I feel like if you want a more subtle tone down look, because I feel like the colors in Darius' palette are more vibrant than Huda's, then I feel like you would like, I told y'all I was gonna go off, but I figured you would like the Huda one a little bit better if you're not really into like brightly pigmented fun colors. However, if you are, I definitely think you would like the Lunar Retrograde palette more. So it's just a question of what your preference is. I like both eyes for each reason, but if I had to pick, I'm definitely gonna pick the Lunar Retrograde. I feel like Darius did an excellent job with this palette. I haven't heard it talked about enough, and I hear everybody talking about this one, even though I'm not really that huge a fan. So I'm gonna say the New School one and the Lunar Retrograde palette one. And I feel like you can still get this palette, if I remember correctly, use code Neon MUA to get a discount on it. But it's a stunning palette. As you can see, it performed nicely. It gave us a nice color match to this palette, and I think he did an excellent job with this. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all the dimes, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.